What up, guys? Willie Contraband here, and welcome to Beyond Duality. Alright, so I will be doing today monthly reading for the sign of Aries, sun sign and rising. And real quick, this is a generalized reading. If you want a personalized reading for your eyes only, hit me up on the link below. Right here, williecontraband.com/guidance, and you get a reading just for you. Also, if you're feeling generous and want to make a contribution to Willie Contraband, I got my PayPal link below in the description. Anything from a penny to $1 to anything, I appreciate the exchange of energy. But let's get it. Woo! Alright, cards already been popping out. So we got it. Alright. So Aries, Aries, Aries. How do you do? Let's see how November's looking for you. And we start off with, oh yeah, Four of Wands. Wands stand for that fire, that desire, that passion, that action, that ambition, right? Four of Wands stands for inaugurations, celebrations. Four of Wands, if you see, these are your two inner selves, your masculine, your feminine energy coming together, being aligned. And there's people back there celebrating. As in, you're going to have a celestial vibration, celebration, celestial vibration, a frequency from the stars, right? So that's why they call celebrities stars, because it's a celestial vibration. Four Wands talking about November is about celebrating. It's about inaugurations, as in bringing things into your life, being open, being happy, embracing things. Seeing how far you've come, seeing your lifestyle, seeing how you live your life every day, and how actually it's pretty good, you know? It's about being grateful. Four Wands is definitely saying, and it's fire, so this is definitely pertaining to you. November is about embracing things and being grateful for things and celebrating for things, you know, whatever it may be, from the smallest things of, you know, small achievements in your life to the biggest ones. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy to celebrate, you know. It's good to celebrate the small victories because that would lead to a bigger one, you know. Next card, the foundation. What popped up is Major Arcana card, the High Priestess, right? Major Arcana 2, Roman numeral 2. 2 is for wisdom, 2 is for action. 2 is one that allows things to grow. It's like, if 1 is knowledge and the seed, 2 is wisdom, is taking action, is watering the plants. Also, the High Priestess is about mysteries and higher knowledge, and about balancing your mood. If you see, she's there. Behind her, there's the black and the white. These are the dualities we live in, and she's looking at the moon. The moon is your mood, and usually it comes from these two dualities. These two energies are affected by the moon, and we're also water beings. If you don't know, the moon controls the mass of water on Earth. It controls when there's high tides and low tides. So if the moon can control that water, imagine us, that we're about almost 80% water, and we're water beings. So therefore, when the moon is out and doing this thing, we're feeling it too. That's why when there's a full moon, they be like, motherfuckers go crazy, or the werewolves come out and shit. My fault. I almost turned into a werewolf. Nah, but definitely this is saying controlling your mood, controlling your moon inside, you know. Also wisdom. You see, I told you about wisdom. The number 2 stands for wisdom, but also there's an owl there, and the owl has much wisdom because he's very observant. So maybe this is saying this month, you know, all these celebrations, things that you may be achieving, or things that you have achieved, things to be grateful for, be observant of it, because when you observe, you absorb, right? So see your surroundings, see your environment, see things, little things that you could be grateful for, because gratitude must be the attitude to reach a higher altitude. You feel me? To keep going up, you got to be grateful in order to be full of greatness. You feel me? So definitely this card is signifying, you know, controlling your mood, being observant of things, and also seeing the mysteries of life, you know. maybe there's a lot of things in your life that are really good and you don't even notice because you don't give it any attention, you know. So next card. Okay, wow, all right. This is recent past, and I always say recent past could be 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, sometimes 6 months depending on the energy. But what we got here for you, 9 of Wands. More wands, the wands are more fire. This is all for you. That fire, that desire, that action, that passion, that ambition, right? So wands are here, 9 of Wands, saying the recent past, there was something you had to face within yourself. You had to hold your guard up to certain things in life. Maybe you had to close yourself off. Maybe there was a challenge that arose in front of you, and you weren't scared. And maybe that challenge was the truth. Like, what is the truth? Who am I? What am I facing? What am I doing here? Or what do I want to do? Or what have I done? You know, truth could come in many ways, and only you know your truth. But 9 of Wands also represents transformation. You know, in the recent past, it may be something that came up because 9 is the final number until it gets to 10, but 10 is just a 1 with a 0, right? So they cycle through again. But 9 is about death and rebirth and being born again. It's about transformation. It's about and the ending of cycles. So in the recent past, it might be an end of a cycle, and it started with that question, because that question allowed you to start a new quest. And on this new quest, the question may be like, oh, who am I? What am I going to do with my life? Whatever it may be. But that finished off the last cycle. So definitely recent past is saying you just finished up a cycle not too long ago, or you're about to in reality. So definitely face those challenges, whatever it may be that might make you feel a little uncomfortable. Face it, you know, if you haven't already. Now, in the position of messages from your higher self, or it could be the universe, messages from God, or you know, the creator, whatever it may be, your angels or your ancestors, right? Whatever it may be. But I always say it's messages from your higher self, because within yourself there's a whole different version of you that knows everything and is trying to tell you shit. So whoa, what I got for you is 6 of chalices, 6 of water, 6 of cups, talking about reminiscing. If you see here, it's about giving, and there's abundance. You know, all the cups are filled with flowers. Flowers are life. That's living things. And you know, the kid is passing it on to the other girl, you know, giving. And above, they're being watched by, you know, elders or higher powers or entities or whatever it may be. But it's also, you know, messages from your higher self. This is their higher selves, and this may be how things started for them, you know. So they're looking down, they're reminiscing on things, you know, and you're protected. So messages from your higher self, we're talking about, you know, celebrating the little things, you know, whatever it may be. Also with this was, you know, observing and absorbing things around you, seeing the mysteries in life, trying to learn new things or whatever it may be. You can learn a lot when you reminisce. You know, when you look back on your old patterns, on your old history, you know, your old cycle, your old patterns, and see where were the most joyous times of your life, where were the most fun times of your life. When were things going fluidly? When were things feeling abundant? So if you look back on that, and you know, the only time we should go back to the past is to learn. So use the past, use your past as a study book, because it's your history book, right? So you look in your past to study, to see how things went, because they say history repeats itself, you know. And that's why I told you this was the end of a cycle. So you don't want to start your new cycle in the same pattern as you did before. You want it to up it up to a different level. But this is definitely saying look back in your past, study your history, your own history from your life, reminisce, see the things that made you happy, so that now, this month, you could, you know, compare things. And, you know, things are all very similar in different forms, but you want to celebrate, you want to be happy, you want to have gratitude for the smallest and the biggest of things that, you know, make you feel good. And you're going to learn how to do that by touching with your inner child. Your inner child knows it all. So reminisce to that person you used to be, because you're no longer them, but they have a lot of things they could tell you. So your higher self, which is above, is telling you go a little bit lower real quick and see the things from before. Take that and bring it to you, bring it with you to the now. So that will teach you things, you know. We know a lot of things, and throughout our lives we always resemble that knowledge or take action, and it comes out. So when we look back and we see how things played out or how we took action in certain things, it could definitely give you many answers on this questions that you have. So next card is steps to take to the near future, right? All right, can't make this up, man. Shit. So I told you the recent past was a 9, the end of the cycle, and a new cycle starts, which is 10, but it's just a 1 with a 0, right? Your higher self is saying get in touch with that inner child, see what the things that made you happy, so that you're able to be grateful now and embrace these things, right? So steps to take to the near future. Got 1 of chalices, ace of chalices, of cups, of water. Getting very fine in tune with your inner child, your masculine and feminine inner child, about freedom. And may your cup runneth over, abundance is coming. Getting tuned with that child, that inner child, and you'll be able to celebrate, because kids know how to celebrate the best. They don't think about shit, they don't worry about shit, they don't got no responsibilities. And you want to be in touch with your inner child. Your inner child knows best, and your inner child is going to be the one that knows best to celebrate, is going to be the one that knows best to how to embrace things, because this is going to be a month about embracing things and bringing things in and celebrating, being grateful. And that inner child knows that best. May your cup runneth over. Steps to take to the near future is to get in tune with your inner child, just like your messages from your higher self. They're both chalices, saying reminiscing, going back into the past, time traveling real quick to get some knowledge, get some answers, bring that back, and then your new cycle starts. We're at the 1. Remember, recent past was a 9. I'm not making this shit up. And then you got ace of chalices, which is the cycle begins again, and your cup is going to runneth over. There's going to be abundance in many forms, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So that's definitely good things to look forward to if you get in touch with your inner child. Don't overthink too much, which might be a little bit easier for you guys, because Aries don't think as much as the other signs, because Aries take action. So this would be great for you guys. Just take action, Get in tune with that inner child, and that inner child will let you know what to do, because that inner child already knows everything, for real. So steps to take to the near future. Fine tune, get in tune with the intuition, the instincts of your inner child. You feel me? So environment card, which is the next card. It's my favorite card because it talks about your environment. Everything but you. All the other cards talk about you except for this one and what you got. 10 of Pentacles, baby. Told you, the 1, new cycle in your environment to a higher level, abundance, and it's in the physical 3D world. The Pentacles is the coins, the earth energy. And this is in family-wise, the people around you, your blood family, your street family, your friends, whatever it may be, your work family. It's going to be very abundant. Things are going to be very joyful and feel complete, right? Makes sense. We're in the month of November and we finish off with Thanksgiving, so the spirits begin to rise this month, as in you get high spirits. When they say high spirits, you're happy, right? So the environment card seems you're gonna be doing good. There's gonna be things to celebrate. We're talking about inner child, about you're gonna be learning and you're gonna observe and absorb things. Your inner child's gonna show you how to really live now, be in tune with that. It's gonna show you how to embrace and celebrate and bring things in, and your environment is gonna be happy. It's gonna be good energy, good vibrations around you, good frequencies that are gonna allow you to. It's gonna allow the whole rest of the process to go smoothly. You feel me? So 10 of Pentacles, bringing abundance in, joyous times, family time. Like I said, family could be your blood, your street family, your friends, your work family, whatever it may be. But just saying your environment is going to be very greatly, and it's going to last for the month. So definitely, if you're in tune with yourself, everything outside of you is going to be very fine-tuned as well, which is great. Right, we got 2 more cards to go. But so far, this month is looking like some gold. It's looking nice. Looking nice and shiny, nice and bright. Alright. 1 more card. But definitely. I feel like this month is just telling you, open up. Open up. Let everything pour out that's inside of you, for real. Embrace everything. Embrace your past. Embrace your future that's ahead of you. And embrace the now, most importantly. Because the now is where you know. Alright, next card is intentions and goals, or fears and doubts. Alright, and straight up, I see a bit of fears and a couple doubts. But intentions and goal wise, this is very good. Because we're talking about the now is where you know, right? And getting in tune with this inner child so you can know things. The inner child already knows everything. So the card that popped up, Knave of Swords, right? Knave of Swords. The Knave of Swords. The Knave is almost like naive. Knave, naive. To not know yet. Not saying that you're dumb or anything, but you don't know yet because you're on this new journey. Because the steps to take to the near future, remember, getting fine-tuned with this inner child. And it's going to bring much different things in your life. Much abundance in many ways. So now you have to build a new mentality, because the swords talks about the mental. It's the air signs. The air stands for the mind. Because just like oxygen, we don't see it, but we need it to breathe. It's like the mind. We don't see it, but we need it to live. So Knave of Swords is also talking about stepping on that old mentality, right? So let's see if I get this clear for you guys. Come on. And go. Anyways, it's talking about right here, if you can see, there we go. Oh, almost at it. But right here, he's stepping on a head, right? There you go. He's stepping on a head. That's your old mentality. That's why you don't know yet, because the Knave of Swords, naive of Swords, doesn't know yet because he's stepping on his old mentality. Now you arise to a new mentality, and you're on top, and you're overstanding and overseeing things. So now you kind of have a better picture, if you're in tune with your inner child, of how you're going to take these next steps that are ahead of you, you know. So goals and intentions is definitely, there's a new mentality is arising, and you're going to reach a new height in your life. The fears and doubts that I probably see is just, you know, if you reminisce, and it's probably going to be a little bit hard to let go of certain things. But, you know, it's like he's stepping on his head, but he ain't crushed it yet, you know. And that's the fear and doubts. Like, you're not sure if you exactly want to crush that old mentality completely. And if you don't, just take anything and everything that you need from that old mentality and throw the rest out, filter that shit out, and, you know, it's time for a new life. It's time for a new mentality. You know, getting in touch with your inner child changes everything. Beyond the mental aspects, it even changes you physically and spiritually, especially spiritually. But even physically, you're gonna see in the earth, the 3D plane, you're gonna have a lot more energy, and you're gonna have a lot more fun with things. You know. So we got one more card left. The last card is possible outcome. I'll say that again, possible outcome. Because this is an outcome that may be possible, because this is generalized. Alright, so this is crazy. I don't make this shit up, bro. I really don't. Anyways, possible outcome, you just had Knave of Swords, now you got King of Swords, right? So if you see there's a baby. What the fuck was I just talking about this whole time? Your inner child, a new beginning, this new mentality. King of Swords, he's about leadership. He's about being commanding and doing things that he wants. And that's how a baby is. Not that a baby's commanding, but, you know, the baby does what he wants. Even though he's out here like a sponge absorbing things because he's observing things, he just takes actions. The baby doesn't really think much, you know, because the baby knows everything already. That's why us adults or whatever, if we're adults, whatever that means, we learn from babies, we learn from the kids. And that's why if we get in tune with our inner child, we learn from that child within, you know. So King of Swords is definitely saying, if you get in fine tune with your inner child, allow this new mentality to be embraced, leave the old shit behind. King of Swords says you're gonna be sitting on your throne, and you're gonna be coming back home. That's what happens when you're born again. You come home, and you're gonna find these things in your life that are gonna allow you to really take charge and command and be at peace. You're gonna get a lot of clarity, because swords are for the mind, and it's gonna clear things up. The King of Swords ain't worried about shit. Just like a baby. A baby ain't worried about shit but taking his shit. Not even that. He's just chilling all day. But definitely, November's looking like a good month for you guys, Aries. And saying celebrations, inaugurations, embracing things. But definitely saying getting in touch with your inner child this month. And it's perfect time, man. Like, you know, Thanksgiving's coming, then we got Christmas, New Year's, all that shit, right? So getting in touch with this at this time of the year is perfect, because even though maybe things are different now, which is probably what the universe is trying to show you, you could look back and see how those holidays and these traditions used to make you feel, and you could take those emotions and embrace it now in a different way, so it turns into a different form, so that you could transform, right? So that, you know, even though the holidays may not be the same anymore, you can still get those old emotions, that old energy and motion, the emotions, the energy and motion, and bring it forward now and embrace it to a different level, a new mentality. And it might be even just facing that things aren't the same anymore, and that's going to allow you to, you know, be born again and be like, if you accept the truth, now you could let go of all that old shit and start brand new, you know. But definitely saying celebration, celestial vibration, high frequencies this month if you take the right path. Not if you take the right path, but if you continue on the right path. And just get in touch with that inner child, you know, especially Aries. Like, you know, it's not even in a bad way, but Aries is the baby of the zodiac. You know, it's the first sign. That's why Aries is the natural born leader, because no one came before you. So you don't have no one to, you know, lead and set an example so that you can see. You know, you had to take all your steps by yourself and do everything as you do. That's why you don't really think, because there's no time to think. There's nothing to compare things to think. There's nothing to compare to doubt. You know, it's about taking action. So Aries came here and just bloop, just dip, because there was nothing to hold him back. Aries was the first and only one here. So Aries is the baby. And right now, ironically, it's time to get in tune with that baby inside, that inner child, the one that knows how to just do and take action and actually live. You know, the babies and the kids know how to live more than us. So get in touch with your baby and inner child and live your life to the fullest. Embrace it all, because November is looking very well for you. Just some inner work. That's what I call it. November is about inner work, working within, and everything outside will equal a win. Aries, I fuck with y'all. Keep doing your thing. I see y'all next month. Give me an exchange of energy back, if you may, as in feedback, because I gave you some food for thought, so just feed me back, you feel me? But thank you guys. I appreciate y'all, and happy November. See you next month. Much peace, much love.